Yeah, I was there for 6 months, and then I decided to go to Winnipeg. Winnipeg is it's a little farther. It's another state or province, because I heard I still wanted to get back with my wife, Gretchen. We were talking, still communicating, you know what I'm saying? Still communicating. And then, so I went to Winnipeg, right? Winnipeg is far, it's like 24 hours with a bus, you know what I'm saying? But it's very, very cold out there. Winnipeg has a common border with Minnesota. That's why I went out there, you know what I'm saying? So my plan was to go to Winnipeg and cross the border at night by feet, but I have my baggage on me. So when I went to Winnipeg, I booked a hotel. I booked a hotel right by the border, not just by the border, but somehow like maybe a kilometer from the border, right? So and it was my plan to walk through the forest and go on the other side of Minnesota, right? But it was a race. So and I asked, the owner of the hotel. He was a nice guy, white guy. Well, of course, white guy. People in Canada. Canada is almost like Europe, but there are a few blacks in Winnipeg too, and I talked to him. He said, well, he was honest. He said, that's a risk to take, you know what I'm saying? It's a risk to take because as time goes by, I used to see immigration, vehicle going around, before I sat down, this could have been huge. But before then, I was talking to my wife, Gretchen. We were still talking. I had a cell phone. We'll get on the phone for hours, what to do, you know what I'm saying? And, and I told her my plan. I told her that, hey, baby, look, listen, I don't think it's gonna be a good idea for me to, walk on foot. So why can't you just come over here and pick me up, I'll be in the truck or wherever, And then, so she said, okay. So she encouraged a friend of hers to come with her, you know what I'm saying? Like a white female friend, Gretchen is very, very light on the white side. So she was maybe thinking that if she bring a white friend, then it would be easier to cross the border. I don't know, because she has something on her record, right? She has if you have something on your record to stay or vice versa, then you can't come through, you know what I'm saying? She has something on her driver's license, you know what I'm saying? She gonna come through the border. I mean, they drove from Minneapolis to come to Canada. That's far. That's like, I don't know, 12 hours, 24 hours, something like that. I mean, my baby came to the border, but she couldn't get through, So before that, I was living in a hotel. I mean, I made myself ready, you know what I'm saying, like clean up and take a shower, you know what I'm saying, made myself like fresh, you know what I'm saying. So me and my wife, I haven't met her for probably 6 months or something like that, So then, she called me and she said she couldn't come through. I was disappointed, And that was sad, that was that. I haven't seen Gretchen since. I haven't seen her since. And then I got stuck in Winnipeg now, right? Because for the fact that, for the fact that I had spent all my money on the hotels and food and transportation, I was out of money one more time. You know what I'm saying? So I have to leave the hotel and I can't afford. I have to leave the hotel and go to town to a shelter, right? I was in a shelter and then I was in a shelter. I mean, it was okay. That's man gotta do what he gotta do. You know what I'm saying? I was in a shelter and working for a temp agency also. And I think it was Labor Ready. If you're an American or a Canadian, you know what I'm talking about. Labor Ready. What it is that it's a temp agency, but you go out there and work. It's not like you're gonna wait days for your check or something like that, unless you want it to happen that way. You know what I'm saying? But generally, you get your money the very day that you work. You know what I'm saying? You get your cash right away. Cash on demand. You know what I'm saying? They have a machine out there where you can just go and insert your check in it, and then you push a button, and then you get a cash, right? This is what I did. I used to do, go out there, work, dealer, and get some money. You know what I'm saying? be able to, get around while I was a shadow. While I was a shadow, this dude, I think he was Indian or something like that. They have a lot of Indians in Canada, you know what I'm saying? They're Aboriginals, you know what I'm saying? And he was telling me, a type of guy like you, what you doing in this place? I said, what do you mean? I mean, he's nothing, but I mean, I'm like any other people, I'm just like any other individual who is going through the same going through the same condition as wherever it is, like anybody else. It was the same thing in the state. In the state, I met this one girl. Actually, I ain't gonna lie. I met this girl. I picked her up on the street just like that, and she said, "That type of guy like you don't have a girlfriend, or are you picking a girl?" But anyway, so then I was in the shelter, and then working and working and working. And then I didn't want to be at a shelter anyway, so I rented another like a hotel kind of thing, but it wasn't like a nice place, but I think it was a little better than a shelter because I had my own room, my own shower and everything. But whenever I run out of money, then I'll go back to the shelter. Because at the shelter I wasn't paying nothing, the head was, and then I went through labor ready was like that, you know what I'm saying. One time, coming from the hotel now I'm going to work, I had a back problem, right? I had a back problem. I mean, it takes me like probably 15 minutes from the hotel to the agency, to work to labor ready. But this one morning, my back was hurting. I mean, I could hardly walk. You know what I'm saying? I was like walking like, you know what I'm saying? But I had to go to work. I had to go. I went to work. And eventually my back got okay, got better, you know what I'm saying? And then it was like that, and then when I was at a shelter, when I was in Toronto, before going to Winnipeg, I had worked at this telemarketing company, right? But when I left, I didn't get my check, you know what I'm saying? So I used to call over there so that they can send my check out there, but every time I call, or write down, they would tell me, we're gonna send you a check. I mean, it was like that. I never got my check. And the hotel owner, I used to, I owe him like maybe for some days or something like that. And I was telling him I'm waiting on my check, but then the check never came. He was a good guy. I mean, he let me slide by for some days, whatever. That's good. When you're good, you get a dividend sooner or later. You know what I'm saying? It might not be immediately, but sooner or later in life, so I work, it was on and off like that, to the hotel and then to the shelter, to the hotel to the shelter. And then while I was at shelter now, right, I got a telemarketing job somewhere, you know what I'm saying? I'll go in the morning, I used to walk, like 1 hour one way, because I didn't have no money, to get transportation. And in Canada, you can't just get in a bus like that, you have to show a ticket, right? 1 hour one way, and then I'll work. One good thing I like about North America, you get your check, you get your pay every week. It's not like over here where you have to wait a whole month, you know what I'm saying? Every week. So I was at a shelter, I would go to work in the morning, have my lunch with me, you know what I'm saying? And then I would walk back home, 2 hours in total, right? I did that, work save some money because I wasn't paying rent. Save the money, and then look at the papers and saw this ad, It was a house actually that this dude wanted to rent it. I think his name was Steve, you know what I'm saying? I called him up when I saw the house, 2 bedroom, no, actually it was 1 bedroom house, you know what I'm saying? Suburb of Winnipeg, you know what I'm saying? I got a room out there. And then I gave it a deposit. By the time I was in a house. I mean, like a big house by myself, no furniture. At least, I can come home peacefully. You know what I'm saying? Just do my thing. So as usual, right? I went to work. While coming back, I had some money. I didn't want to. I was just walking, and then while going back home, and I saw the furniture store, right? So in the furniture store, I said, well, it wouldn't be bad at all to try my luck. For the fact that I had in Canada, if you don't know, like in the state, it's called Social Security number. In Canada, it's called Social Insurance number. You know what I'm saying? I have my Social Insurance number, but as a visitor, your Social Insurance number usually start with a 915, and then on. But if you're a resident and have a resident permit, then you always probably start with a 5. Women usually start with a 4, but men start with 5, right? But as a visitor, you'll start with a 9. So if you go to apply for a job, once you start with a 9, they won't, unless you have a work permit, you know what I'm saying? So you stand no chance to get a credit or even get a job, right? So I went there, being that mine started with a 9, right? They knew that I started with a 9, so I did fill in the application anyway, the credit application. So, and as usual, they wanted, I wanted some furniture, couch, sofa, table, stereo, TV, or something like that. That's what I wanted. If now my credit goes through, right? But it was just 50-50 chance, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I was just trying, you know what I'm saying? And I sat there, but there was no work coming as usual. So he told me to go home, he gonna call me as usual. Same thing I did with Sundance, right? Sundance, and then so I went home. He didn't call me, so I had to call him. Oh, your credit went through. I said, wow, bravo, bravo. And yeah, I was approved for I think 10,000 Canadian or more. I can't remember. I think it was 10. So, but I couldn't take anything more than, no, it wasn't 10,000. It was 10,000. That sounded a lot. That sounded a lot of money. 1,000, no, I can't remember, man. I can't remember. But anyway, I took furniture. I took couch, love seat, love seat. Yeah. The 3-seater, the 2-seater. The 2-seater is considered love seat. And then I took a sofa table. I took stereo, and I took TV, and I took some other stuff. You know what I'm saying? By the time my apartment was packed, and I was working together with this one dude. His name was Tyler. I never heard that name before in the state, but Tyler, nice guy, white guy. They're all white. Even the telemarketing place, we were 2 black people. Me and another girl, Simone. You know what I'm saying? I did like Simone. Young, she was kind of young, but I think she gave me her number, and she told me to meet her at a church, which I didn't go there. And eventually she stopped coming to work, you know what I'm saying? So Tyler, he took my stuff. He helped me to take my stuff out there. I didn't pay nothing. He was a real nice guy, cool guy, in his truck, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, by the time I had the house was filled now with Carmen. I was singing usually, my sing-along thing, But Winnipeg was boring. Winnipeg is freaking boring, I said, no, this is not working. Even though my telemarketing job was okay, but I was lonely and it was boring, you know what I'm saying? And I decided to go back to Toronto.